والله انا هلا تذكرت شغله، كانه مهند حكى لي في عنده التزام راح يحضر ريكوردينج، بس تواني عبين ما اتاكد منه. بحكي لكم نبلش او لا.
يلا.
بشار خلينا نبلش لانه مهند مزبوط ملتزم زي ما انا بتذكر، حكى لي من اول
اوكي.
امبارح.
طيب.
أوري.
طيب.
بس بالله لا ننسى نعمل الريكورد للسيشن، الله يخليك.
يس يس. اوكي. Recording. طيب. اوكي. Let me share my screen first of all. Okay. Sanad, did you go through the videos?
Yeah.
Okay. Muhammad. Ahmed, sorry.
Yes, I did go through the video.
Okay. طيب. As you can see, today we will continue our journey. We started off with traveling day, second day loading equipment, going to site, starting the installation of the LED screen and installing the control, right? We have covered the control itself in terms of equipment, and you will be connecting laptops, 2 laptops minimum, to the video control in order to have PowerPoint 1 and PowerPoint 2. I think you remember the control. Let me put the picture of the control. So that's the control from behind, as we said. UPS at the bottom, computer, first computer called production computer, then display computer. The production controls the display computer. The display computer has capture cards, inputs, HDMI, and SDI. Over here, you see 4 SDI inputs. And it has 6 outputs. 2 of them will go out to the MagNimage, or maybe 1. It depends on the setup itself. And then from the MagNimage, it will go to the 2 LED processors. Through RJ45, we will go to the LED screen. So the second part, as I said last time, we have a card, input card of 4 HDMI cables, HDMI ports. So over here you will connect laptops, PowerPoint laptops, other laptops, etc. for inputs. And on the SDI, which we will cover today, the SDI cables, in terms of inputs. Okay, so you have your LED screen running, you have your watch out system. This is watch out system, production and display computer running. Your screen is up and running. You can see any video you load on the screen. Now, let's continue our journey. So what will happen? We do not work alone in these events. We have other people working with us. And mainly, as a video department, we work closely with the sound department. The sound department, usually, they take an audio out from the display computer, this computer, main computer. So if you play a video full screen, they will be able to capture the sound. Sure, we don't take the sound from mini jack. Why? Because we have professional sound cards are connected on USB, and you will have a sound card that is that works on digital. This is analog. Okay. So this is the first department that we work with, the sound. They take sound from the display computer and from the two laptops, PowerPoint laptops. Why do they take sound from the PowerPoint laptops? Because just in case someone who comes with a presentation and he has a video embedded or a sound embedded within the presentation. So we need to be able to play this video along with sound. It's very important on the setup days, and mainly it's like one day before the rehearsals. You will check the computers that they are sending sound output to the sound department. It's very important. It's very critical. You should do it. You will have a test file. You can download a test file from the internet, whatever. You play it and you make sure that the sound guys are happy. So you will coordinate with them. So this is the first department you will work with. And basically sound, it's a sound card plugged USB to your laptop or to a certain computer. And from the sound card, it's audio problem. It's not our problem. They just take the signal and they make sure that they are receiving the signal from you. Okay, so this is the first department. The second department that we will be working with, and we will be working with these guys closely. These are the cameras team. Cameras team, usually they place their cameras in the workshop where we are going to conduct different sessions. And these cameras, let's say 2, 3, 4, 8, 10 cameras, any count of cameras will be placed in the ballroom. It will be linked to their mixer. They have a mixer. So the camera mixer basically this is like 4 buttons. It gets complicated more and more. And we have big camera mixers. This is called CCU. I'm not interested in explaining what is that, but this is more like it. So this is what you will see in front of the camera director. Basically, it's a control buttons. Each button that he presses will select a certain camera. How he would select which camera to display? He will have a multi-viewer in front of him. So that's basically what is a multi-viewer, sorry. So this is a multi-viewer. Basically, it's different signals displayed in one screen, and he can decide which camera is going to program. Okay, so over here I need to distinguish between two things: something that is called preview and program. Okay, so what is preview? Preview is a signal that you see as an operator only. It's not going to the LED screen. It's not going out to other systems. I'm seeing a certain video on the preview. You will hear this word a lot. So the preview, it's something that you can see as a technician. It's not going out to different destinations. Remember this word, destination. Destination, it's very important. So the preview, it's something that you see in front of you. And program, or PGM, program, the abbreviation of it, it's PGM. PGM is what being sent out, what is being displayed on the LED screen, what is being sent to different teams, etc. So that's PGM, okay? Or program out. Okay, so the camera director will have a multi-viewer of this, like this, and he will have the console, this camera console or mixer, whatever you want to name it, you can name it. And basically, he will start switching between different cameras. What you will get from the camera team is one cable, SDI cable. The SDI cable is basically what you have checked, and usually they will give you a 50 interlist signal, not progressive. Okay, as I know, you had a video related to this type of formats, right? Right, Sanad, Ahmed?
Yes.
Okay. So you will receive a signal, a video signal, an HD signal, 1920, 1080, 50i, interlist. So what? Let me download this image. 1 second. So what you will do, you will connect the input, the output of the camera director, which is cameras PGM, in your SDI input card. In that way, what you will be able to do, you will be able to display the live picture. So what we get from the camera guys is called a live picture. And they use a term which is called live PIP. 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 What's PIP? PIP is an abbreviation for, no, not this. Video PIP. Picture in picture. Okay? So what is a picture in picture? So you have a big picture like this. You have the sky and you have a small pip of the coffee. So this is a pip. This is called a pip. So you will have a live pip. You will be playing the background from the main display computer, which is this one, the main display computer, and you have an input, live input, so you can place a pip, a live pip. Okay, so the first thing, we will receive this SDI cable from the camera guys, and the signal is 50i. Okay, what kind of signals? Now we are receiving the live feed from them. We can display it on the big LED screen. We can send it to someone else. Whatever we want to do, we can do that. However, the camera guys will ask from us also a signal. What do they want from us? Imagine you are running a show and then there is a big video that you want to play, or let's say a video that you are playing. So imagine the camera guys, they have to submit content, to submit the recording to the client. So imagine if we are playing a video and the camera guys need to capture this video. What they have to do, one of the camera guys has to zoom out on the LED screen in order to capture this video. It will look ugly. The camera guy might miss the shot. Someone might pass by in front of the camera while the video is being played. So this is not professional. Sometimes on small workshops, it's fine. They don't care. However, usually what we have to do is to provide them with a signal. So we have to do an output to the camera guys on SDI again, using SDI cables. This SDI cable is usually called media. What we send on this cable, either a video that we are playing or a PowerPoint, the PowerPoint that we are playing. We give them the choice to switch and capture this PowerPoint or capture this video. It's their own business. We don't care. However, we have to provide them a cable called media. So now we have two cables. One cable coming from the camera guys to us with the live feed, live picture to place live pip. And we are sending them media. Media signal will include videos, PowerPoint, whatever media that we are sending out. They will receive that. Okay. So they can capture it, record it, do whatever they want with it. Okay. In order to give them this signal on SDI, I'm going to get our control back over here. So over here, all my outputs, these are only inputs. So all my outputs are progressive. They are not interlaced. So what I have to do is to take one output, progressive, give it as an input to the Screen Pro as an input over here, and take an SDI output over here, I guess, this one. SDI output from the Screen Pro, or actually this one, I think. Okay. So the Screen Pro will act as a converter from progressive to Intelist. Okay? And from here, we can give them a cable so they can capture all the media. Okay? So now we have an output of SDI cable. So that's the second team that we work with. Usually, this is what is needed for workshops. However, when it comes to plenary big events, the plenary, you remember what is the plenary, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ahmed. 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 Ahmed.
Oh, the mic is muted. Yes. All right.
Okay.
I have two mics. Sorry.
Right. You remember what's plenary, right?
Yes.
Okay, so in the plenary, usually we don't use these equipment. We have more advanced equipment for the plenary. And sometimes it reaches to 12 signals between us and the camera guy. 12. So for workshops, 2 signals are sufficient for that. Okay. Who else we might work with? Okay. So we have another team that is called streaming team. Sometimes we do this service on ourselves as Events AVP. Other times there are different teams doing this. Okay, so if there is another team doing this, they will require an SDI signal because they want live mainly. So we don't take from ourselves, we take it from the camera guys, or we install a splitter of the live signal that we are capturing, and we just send them the cable. Okay. Another team, virtual speakers team. If there is a speaker who's planning to use Zoom or any kind of video conferencing software, there would be a guy with a laptop. He's connected with this speaker. We need to take a signal from this guy and send him a signal. So it's both ways. So first we send him the live feed from the splitter. We give him a signal as an input for him, and then we take an output from him that we can capture over here, or sometimes we place on a splitter. So we take a signal and the camera guys take another signal. Okay. Another one kind of signal that we have to manage, which is not related to any team. It falls under our responsibility, actually, which most of the time in the workshops we don't have. Something that is called comfort monitor. Let me show you what is comfort monitor. Okay, that's a good image. Okay, so you see over here the picture, we have the speakers, people whom are going to speak. Behind them, we have the LED screen. In front of them, we have what is called comfort monitor. So what's the idea of this comfort monitor? Sanad, do you know?
Yes, of course.
Okay, don't say. I
To
don't
show
want you to
the
say.
presentation to what?
Don't say anything.
Oh, okay.
احمد احمد انت والقطايف يا زلمه ان شاء الله ارحمنا.
والله ماني صاحب مع القطايف بحبهاش.
يلا
بس عندي
tell me.
مايكين بضل ابدل.
Okay, what's the idea of having this monitor, small monitor, TV actually, facing the speakers?
So we can display content for them, so they can read
Like
from
what?
it. The script they're supposed to read, or
Okay, a
anything
script.
urgent we need
What
to
other
tell them.
things?
Anything urgent we need to tell them to talk
Okay,
about.
that's good. However, usually it's used for presentation, for their presentation. Why?
Okay.
Because we don't want the speaker while he's sitting, if he wants to look at his presentation, he has to flip back to see his
Yes.
presentation on the screen, right?
Yes.
So we place his presentation on the comfort monitor, so he will be looking at the audience. We have a proper camera shot of this guy speaking, and people can see his presentation behind him. So usually when we have presentation and we have a comfort monitor, one of the most important parts is to display PowerPoint over here. Sometimes you're asked to display a timer, you see, a timer, so the speaker knows how much time is left for him. So over here we have presentation and timer, okay? Usually we don't do two monitors, we do the timer small in the top corner of the screen, okay? So that's one signal that we have to manage. Okay, that. So I mentioned one thing when I was talking about signals. I mentioned a splitter. A splitter. Because we have lots of signals, and these signals might be duplicate, or I want to use the same signal in different parts. Like the virtual speaker, I need an input for myself. The camera guys need an input, so I use a splitter. Usually splitters and SDI, they call it mini boxes, converters, okay? So over here they are named Blackmagic splitter, SDI splitter. So this is an SDI splitter. As you can see, so okay, this picture is good. So SDI splitter, it has a power. It has a power. It has one input. So you take an SDI signal, you connect it. The way you connect an SDI signal, it's basically you plug the cable. There is a rail for these two pins, one on the top, one on the bottom. You put it in, and then you twist it a little bit. Okay, so it locks. Okay, we have one input, and the same signal will be on the outputs. So I connect one cable for me, another cable for the camera guys. Okay. Another mini box is bidirectional black magic. Basically, it's a converter from HDMI to SDI. And when it says bidirectional, it converts from SDI to HDMI. So over here, let's see this. So we have an HDMI input. You plug an HDMI cable. Sure, it has power. And then you take an SDI out. The way around, you can connect an SDI in and then take an HDMI out. These are very handy. We have lots of them because a lot of time you reach to a certain point. And this point, I want an SDI, not an HDMI. So you just plug this and you give them their own cable. Okay. Another connector, which is called Blackmagic SDI to audio. SDI to audio. Over here, let me show you. It takes an SDI in, okay, and then it gives 4 channels of sound. 4 channels of sound. Let's see them. There should be a picture of that. Aha, over here. You see? 4 outputs. Jack, like the mini jack. However, it's big. This is called jack, not mini jack, jack. They connect over here. So it works as a de-embedder of the sound. De-embedder. So we have a signal, video with sound. De-embedder takes out the sound from the video. Okay? So we connect the input. Over here, the sound guys can take the sound. The way around, because most of the time we don't process sound with bigger equipment. So we have audio to SDI. Audio to SDI is basically the same, yet the way around. So we have 4 input channels. We have SDI input. So over here we capture the video, and from here we capture the sound, and we get an output of the video plus the sound. So this is called audio embedder. The first one is de-embedder, and this is audio embedder. Okay, it embeds sound. Okay, what other converters we use? I'm talking about the most common converters that we use. Okay, for sure all of you know the HDMI splitter. It's easy. We use these a lot because we need signals in different parts, in different places. So by that, we are giving out signals to different people, okay? Before you give out any signal, you have to ask a very important question. What does this guy or this team need to see? What do they need to have? That's the first and basic question that you have to ask, because according to that question, you will be able to identify where to connect the cable. Also, it's a very good idea to consult with and talk to the guys whom are going to take the signal. Tell them, I'm going to give you videos, PowerPoint only. That's it. You would say yes, yes. And he might say, no, can you give me that? okay, then we will talk about it. However, in terms of workshops, that's what we will be covering. So I have everything connected. These Blackmagics, they have a huge drawback, sometimes due to lack of ventilation. They heat up and they give issues while working. So sometimes a soft just unplug and replug gets them to work. Okay. So, but usually they are, generally speaking, they are stable. When they are running, they are running. So every time when you go to the event, when you have an event day, you check all your inputs, you check all your destinations and outputs. Everything is running every time when you reach every day. It's very important, because a lot of times we operate a show, the second day we come in the morning for a certain reason, something is not working. So you have time to fix it. There is no place for surprises. It's very important. Okay. So now we have covered in terms of converters, mini boxes related to Blackmagic. These are the most important. We have other types I'm not interested in covering. Most people will not be using actually in workshops. Okay, so now we have connected our system. We have connected with other guys, other teams, everything is running. Inside the workshop, usually you will receive a signal, which is the plenary feed. The plenary feed. Usually, sometimes, or actually most of the times, the plenary gets full of people, so they cannot fit more people inside. So they tell them to go to workshops, to sit over there and see what's happening in the plenary. So usually you will have a feed from the plenary. For sure, the plenary is not close to you. It's very far. So usually we use fiber optics to transmit the feed from plenary to your workshop. So you will have a fiber cable. Then you will place fiber to HDMI or fiber to DVI. Okay. Good. So then you have an HDMI signal. The HDMI cable contains sound. This sound, the sound department might ask you to use. They want the sound from the plenary. So imagine you have an HDMI cable with the signal from the plenary. How you are going to give the guys, the audio guys, their sound? Ahmed.
Do you want to transfer the sound from the plenary to the audio people? Yes?
Yes, we want to give it to the audio guys.
Okay.
Oh.
We use the converters we have.
Okay, tell me which converter, what are you planning to use?
The SDI to audio one.
SDI to audio, but you have an HDMI cable.
Yes, but the SDI, no. We have the HD splitters and we have the SDIs that switch to HDMI.
Say again?
The SDI, she switched to HDMI channels.
I have an HDMI. What are you going to use?
What are we going to use? Actually,
focus. Just focus. Tell me, what are you going to use?
The SDI cables
Okay,
for them.
SDI cables. Now you have an
Hmm.
SDI cable, you have an HDMI cable. What to do with
Yes.
how
Connect them to the converter.
okay, which converter?
SDI, multi SDI converter.
Okay, you are taking the SDI as a starting point. You should
Yes.
HDMI to SDI. Okay,
Okay.
you are correct. This is what you are going to use.
Yes.
This is a converter, HDMI to SDI. Be aware,
Mhm.
this is SDI to HDMI. This will not work, by the way, because your signal is HDMI. Focus. So you convert from HDMI to SDI, then
HDMI to SDI, then to the laptop. It's supposed to go to the laptops.
now you have an SDI cable with the video and sound. The sound guys, they want sound alone. So what are you going to use? Sanat, what are we going to use?
Yes, the first step is correct. And then from the converter to the Blackmagic audio to SDI
Okay, audio to
to get the
SDI.
sound,
That's
to get the sound. Yeah,
audio to SDI, SDI to audio, man.
SDI to audio. Okay.
Okay, be aware also. Okay, SDI to audio, and then we give them sound.
The sound.
And from the SDI to audio, we can take our signal for video to put it on the LED screen. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Coolish. So, as we said, you will be on site. So you have prepared all of this. You have connected to everyone, and everything is running, ready. Now they will start bringing you content. Content. What does content include? It includes backgrounds for the big LED screen. It includes videos. So videos, usually in the workshops, we play them using vMix. Okay? We play them using vMix. PowerPoint, we play them using PowerPoint. Easy, on the laptops. So the main computer is basically used, this computer, the display computer, is mainly used for inputs and outputs rather than playing media. We play background videos from that because the LED, it's very big. The laptop cannot handle it. So this computer can handle it. However, in terms of pips, usually we play the video from vMix. Okay? Okay. So now everything is connected. They started getting you content on USB. Please download that, download this. You will have internet access, etc. And you are loading content. You will have rehearsal days. Rehearsal days, usually it's people coming, they want to check their PowerPoint. They want to see their video. They want to see the ballroom. They want to click through their presentation. Some of them, they want to rehearse their speech. They will stand on stage. Can I have my PowerPoint? They will click through it, talk, etc. So you have to be there as well. Going through the rehearsals. This, usually it's 2 days. Then the last day, after the last rehearsal day, we have the event day. The event day in the morning, all of us will be early on site. As usual, as I said, we will check all our stuff and we are ready for show. Okay. Couple of things are very important is to get the run of show. The run of show. The schedule, basically. At what time you have a session, at what time you have a break, etc., etc., etc. Always, always, when you have something running in your workshop, never leave. Never leave when you have something running in your workshop. If you are running, if you have a break and you want to go out, please inform your colleague that you are going to the restroom, you're going out to smoke a cigarette or whatever, you're going to have lunch, whatever. Or inform the room monitor. Room monitor. There is one guy from the client side, he's responsible for this room. Inform him. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going out to smoke a cigarette. It's fine. However, he should be informed. If he has something for you, he might tell you, can you wait a couple of minutes? There is one speaker coming to load his PowerPoint. He wants to load his PowerPoint. So we wait. Okay? Always inform the people around you, your colleagues, that you are going out, and roughly how many minutes you are going to be out. Like if you're running very fast to the toilet, it's like 2 minutes. Don't say I'm going to the toilet and then go out, toilet, smoke a cigarette, grab a coffee, and then, okay, never do that. Say what you are going to do, it's fine. Okay. So the show starts. The show starts when the room monitor will tell you, go, play, place presentation on the screen, place session title, etc. All of this you will be asked to do. As soon as the show starts, you have to be super focused on everything. Sometimes you might have a loose in one signal. Anything, you need to be ready very fast in interpreting the issue. If you have any issue on the first couple of events, I will be close to you, so don't worry. In terms of if we faced with any issue, we will be able to identify it and sort it very fast. Okay, so the show runs, the first session ends, then the second speaker, then the third speaker, then day one ends. Okay, on day one ends, you ask if there is content to be loaded for day two. You fix your content. You don't wait for the morning, next day, because a lot of times you will receive corrupted files or a mismatch of a video or a PowerPoint. For sure, when you load a PowerPoint, you run it, you go through it, you check it very fast. You must identify first, does it include videos? If it includes video, does it have sound in this video? This is very important. Second thing, you look on the slides. If there is certain words that are placed on top of pictures or misplaced, it's very important to notify the room monitor that this presentation has something wrong. Usually it's font. The speaker did not send the font. If there are fonts, also install them on the computer. I think this is pretty much easy for you guys to install fonts. So you check your PowerPoints, what you have received. Very fast, going through the slides. Next, 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 next. Okay, I'm good. So you identify these two more most important things in a PowerPoint. Then you place it, for sure you would have placed it in the folder as you saw in the first video, the PowerPoint video. So we finish day one, then day two starts. Again, you come in the morning, you check your stuff, everything. I'm receiving signal from plenary. I'm sending to the camera guys. Everything is fine. Okay, I'm good for the show. We run the show. Usually, lots of the guys, they see that the event is close to finish and they ease up, they relax, and at that time, we have fuck-ups. So always pay attention till the last second. Never ever think that the event has finished until it's finished for real. Okay? So you pay attention till the last second. Lots of times we had issues with guys not paying attention at the last couple of minutes, and it was a huge issue. A huge issue. Not finding the videotheque in his place is considered to be a huge issue. Okay? Imagine this. For sure, when I talk about smoking, there are designated areas for smoking. You will know them as soon as you reach on site. Don't ever think of smoking inside, indoor. It's not allowed. If you do it, it's going to be a huge issue. There are cameras everywhere. Not even, I see some of the guys, they use the vape. I don't recommend doing that. Please don't do it because it's forbidden. We are not allowed to do that. So don't do it. Just do it in the designated area. For sure, we have a document that will be shared with Muhammad and he will share it with you. It lists different points are very critical, like going inside and starting taking pictures, selfies with big LED screens, branding for Facebook, even before the show starts. I'm not saying you are not allowed to take any pictures. Yeah, take, but after the show ends, that's a good time. Don't take it and publish it before. You are breaking the surprise moment for the event when you are publishing such thing. Okay? You will receive a document, dress code, etc., copyrights, everything related to that. Proper document listing that. So the event has finished, everything is fine. If we have people inside your room, you don't start dismantling until what? Until you take a confirmation from the room monitor. You don't dismantle anything. Alas, the event is finished. You go out, you smoke a cigarette, take a 5-minute break, relax, chill, talk to your colleagues, enjoy the moment that you have finished the event, then go back, ask the room monitor, when can we start dismantling? You will receive a confirmation for dismantling. For sure, dismantling, it will include switching off, first of all, switching off everything. Then you start putting everything back in place, starting in a reversed way. So the way we installed the LED screen, then cables, then the control, then mini converters, etc., sending signals to others, etc. So when you dismantle, you will dismantle the way around. You will start collecting mini converters because the streaming guy, he asked you for a splitter. You placed a splitter on his disk to give to 2 computers. So first thing, you collect items that you have gave or you have placed far away from your control. You collect them, you place them at your control. As an example, when you get, let's say, this Blackmagic box, whatever, any box, it has a power adapter. You don't collect it disconnected and you put it on the disk, and then you have multiple connectors, and which power supply for this, you don't know. So usually what we do, we keep the power supply connected in the converter itself. We roll the cable and place a tap on the cable while it's being connected to the converter. We place it on the table while the power supply is still connected to the piece itself. So when I put it back in the flight cases, it's organized and it goes in place. So after collecting everything far, then I do the delegate stuff. So if I have an SDI cable or a fiber cable that I want to take out, fiber cable takes priority. Why? Because it's easier to be damaged. It's more expensive than the SDI. SDI will bear shocks, wheels stepping on it. Also, a very important thing, when you are pushing flight cases with wheels, don't go over cables. You reach to a certain place close to the cable. You left the cable on top of the flight case. Some of the flight cases are very heavy. They will damage the cables. So don't do it. Try to minimize that. If you cannot lift the cable, then you can lift the flight case from one side, pull it over the cable, and then go to the other side, lift it from the other side and push it over the cable. So no wheels on top of cables. Sometimes these cables, if you destroy a cable, it can't be replaced. You cannot replace it. There is no time to replace it. Okay? That's very important as well. So you started dismantling important things, small things, then you start dismantling your control. Laptops, put the laptops away. Then you close your flight case for the control, the one that we talked about, this one. So this is pretty much, this has a cover from this side and cover from the other side. And you lock it. When you lock it, that means that you have finished dismantling your control. Okay? After dismantling the control, you will start dismantling the LED screen. Sometimes it could be on the same day. All of this is done on the same day. Other times you will start doing that and the LED screen will be on the second day. Okay? After dismantling, you will put all your flight cases in the same place, so close to each other, being ready to go out from the venue. You might be pushing these flight cases for the loading area. Loading area, the guys will load it and it will go to the warehouse. Offloading, and it will go into its place. Generally, this is the cycle that you will go through. I think it's a good insight of what's going to happen. There are lots and lots of details that I cannot cover with such sessions. As I said, we might do one more session face to face, talk about it. However, I would like, I think I will share with Muhammad the recordings. I would like all of you to go through it again on your own, and then we will do face-to-face meeting. This has to be before the beginning of May because I'm traveling to Saudi Arabia. I will be there, and it's very important that you go through all these items, all these videos. Any questions?
Shall we assign the date now, Bashar, or what? Shall we assign the date now so the guys can book their calendar?
Okay, so now we have Eid, Monday, Tuesday, like today, next week, after Eid. Is it good?
For me, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine by me. Yeah. Sound good.
Okay, shall we make it in the evening or
Yes,
in the
yes,
morning?
in the evening. So the guys
In the
they
evening.
go to their work and then finish.
Sounds great. Sounds
Ah.
great.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sanad?
So
Okay.
let's say on Tuesday at 8 p.m. would be great.
Yes, it would be
Okay.
Okay.
sufficient. Even if you want to make it earlier, like you finish your work and you come directly to my
I
office,
think
it's
it's
fine.
good.
We can do that.
Okay.
So you can arrange that, Muhammad. Whatever time, just inform me. Anything.
Sounds good.
Okay. Any questions, guys? Or all is good?
Clear. Good.
Clear, ya Ahmed?
Clear. تمام. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. See you next Tuesday.
You're welcome.
That's great. Thank you, Bashar. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.